What is up, guys? Welcome to the realest movie-related show online, your source for movie news, reviews, and positive views. I am Victor.
And I'm Brian.
And this is Real Recognize Real. We are talking Pixar's latest, Onward, set in a fantasy universe where magic used to exist. Two teenage elf brothers set off on a quest to see if there's any magic left in the world that can bring their father back for one last day. Directed by Dan Scanlon, written by Dan Scanlon, Jason Headley, and Keith Bunin, starring Tom Holland and Chris Pratt as Ian and Barley Littlefoot. Brian, Pixar is not allowed to have any more of my tears. God damn you, Pixar. Making me cry in public like a little bitch, and I don't appreciate it anymore. But Brian, what'd you think of the movie? I'm just upset.
No, I mean I agree. There was definitely some emotional scenes.
What's with the feels, man?
Yeah.
It's like what? Why?
Yeah.
I love it though.
Towards the end, obviously, you know, where it should be. But yeah, there was some emotional scenes towards the end. Very good message. The movie overall, the movie's message is a very good message. From beginning to end, there are some parts of in this movie where like I wasn't really feeling. Yeah. But for the most part, the overall movie was still a really good watch, especially for kids. If I was a parent, I would love my kid to watch this movie. But for me to watch it, like, you know, by myself or just with my friends, it's not really like that type of movie, I would say. But you know, everybody's different, so
yeah. I mean, I kind of started to feel the same way you did when the movie like began. I was like, wow, this feels really kiddish.
Yeah.
Especially with the dialogue early on, and I was like, oh, all right, so okay, so this is the kind of movie like we're in for, which is fine. And then as soon as they took off like on their quests, I was like, I'm in. Totally in. And Chris Pratt had me in stitches. As soon as I started having a lot of fun, and we took off on this adventure, and we started learning these spells and how magic works, and we really saw the essence of this fantasy world, I just started to really, really enjoy myself. Diving deeper into the story, they actually do a really cool thing. It's kind of like a commentary on our world, but using like this fictional fantasy universe. How magic used to exist back in the day, and technically it still does, but they just moved past it because not everybody could master magic. So it's kind of like today where like you can't do a certain thing. Oh, there's an app for that. Or like if you can't start a fire, there's a lighter. Or if you can't wash dishes, there's a dishwasher. And we kind of lost who we are as human beings, or like the amazing things that human beings can achieve, and like how
just with our hands.
Exactly. Like how unbelievable the human body actually is. We kind of just like lost that a little bit.
Yeah.
They kind of switch that up, and they use magic as kind of like our inner power more than just those themes. That it kind of takes the deeper root with the relationship between Ian and Barley. And it's funny because he's the stereotypical brother that screws up a lot, and you can see that off the back. He's playing what their version of D&D on the table, and Ian is kind of like the new upcomer, and he's like the smart one, and he's going to school and stuff, and it's like they're not into the same things. Like you can tell that they're friends, but he's kind of embarrassed by his brother. And that's why the story hit me so hard, because when they go on the journey, they realize like they bond over this magic thing, because magic is real, and it's based on those D&D type games that he was playing. So the fact that they got to bond over something that Barley enjoyed anyway, and they finally get to see eye to eye and be brothers, I thought was actually pretty beautiful.
Yeah, I like their relationship too. What I really like about it is the fact that, you know, the overall message of this movie is be yourself and accept, you know, enjoy what you have in life. You know, like Barley's character throughout the movie, you know, would say use what you have on you.
Yeah, and
that becomes the message at the end. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like just accept what you have, enjoy what you have, because not everybody has the same luxuries as you know, as certain people. So some people lose people when they're born, and some people have those people that someone has lost. You know,
and that goes to the whole dad aspect of the movie, and it's the fact that Ian's so depressed throughout the movie that he never really got to meet his dad, and that seems like the only thing that he's kind of missing in his life, or that he thinks is missing in his life, is that father figure. And then to learn along the way that what he has around him in his brother and his mother and how much that they care about him is really endearing. And it's really something that I'm glad that kids can see.
Yeah, me too.
It's not hitting you over the head with it either. It's very subtle that it's like appreciate the people that you have around you because they do a lot for you. And,
exactly.
And it's really
especially
just
especially the ones that love you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, especially the ones that are there for you from thick and thin. You know, that really, you know, even like a big brother or
a cousin
or a big sister or a cousin, whatever, you know, whatever it may be, they might come across as annoying to you because of how much they love you and how much they care about you. But when, you know,
or the amount of time you spend with them.
Yeah, and when you really sit down and think about what they are to your life, like, you know, you might not know what they mean to you, but until you sit down and really reflect on it, and then you're just like, wow, like I wouldn't really be who I am
without these people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can have a beautiful life. You can have a great life. You just gotta
realize what's in front of you.
You gotta realize what's in front of you, and you also gotta be willing to take some risks. You gotta be fearless. That's another thing too about this movie is the risk taking.
Yeah.
It's the fearlessness. That's another theme of this movie, which is basically life. Like this whole movie is a life lesson.
They kind of encapsulate that into Ian because Ian, he's so scared of a lot of things and he's afraid to take risks. And throughout the movie, he has like this list and he wants to accomplish certain things. And like, they don't like straight up tell you things. You kind of just see them unravel and you're like, he's overcoming some of those fears, or he's becoming the person that he wants to be.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty sweet too.
Yeah, it's hope. There's hope.
Themes be hitting hard in this movie. I'm telling you.
There's hope and there's positivity in this movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's magic.
I think a lot of the relationship building, we have to give credit to Tom Holland and Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
And I mean, Chris Pratt does the bulk of the comedy, obviously, but the emotion in Tom Holland's voice, I think, throughout the movie, it's hard hitting and it's impactful when he needs to be.
Yeah.
And that's also attributed to the amazing animation. That combination really sold those relationships and those key themes, which is why this movie was elevated for me so much and why I appreciated it. There wasn't a whole lot that I didn't enjoy from the movie. There's a couple, I said it opened up a little weak for me. Some of the dialogue felt a little kiddish, especially in the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Some things that just didn't feel necessary to the story that they were telling. They just felt like they were trying to pad it up a bit.
Well, for me, it was like there was a lot of parts of the movie where it was slow for me.
Yeah.
You know, it took it till about like the third act for me to really start getting into it. I just felt like the adventure itself was a big part of the movie, and I felt like the adventure could have been a little bit more entertaining. Mm-hmm. But like I said, the overall thing about this movie is the message. It's not really about anything else, really. It's mainly about the message of the movie. And, you know, and then the third act itself, you know.
Third act's pretty bomb.
The third act itself is the best part, in my opinion, which should be the best part.
Yeah.
But it's not like a movie that I would want to watch all the time.
Yep,
you know.
I got you.
But it's definitely a good movie, though.
You got a score for this one?
Yeah, I'd give it a 7.4.
7.4. That's solid. I'm at like a 8. 8.2. 8.2. Yeah, definitely go check out the movie. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. Did you see the movie? Did you not? Are you excited about it? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Please help us out because we're giving you that content.
Please.
Yeah. That's all the time. That's all the time we have for
Your
today.
family. We appreciate
Can I just do the
you.
exit thing already? That's all the time we have for today, folks. Don't forget
You're
to keep
loyal.
it real.